Looking up at the stars, I know quite well that for all they care, I can go to hell. But on earth, indifference is the least we have to dread from man or beast. How should we like it were stars to burn with a passion for us we could not return? If equal affection cannot be, let the more loving one be me. Admirer as I think I am, of stars that do not give a damn. I cannot, now I see them, say I missed one terribly all day. Were all stars to disappear or die, I should learn to look at an empty sky and feel its total dark sublime, though this might take me a little time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Kamilatun Zuhriyah. I'm a student in English education from Lamarman University. So for now, I will explain the analysis of the poem The More Loving One by W.H. Auden. Complex reflection on the indifference of the universe and the value of love. Giving at the night sky, the poem is speaker understand that the stars do not give a damn about humanity and its feelings. On reflection, however, the speaker feels it still worthwhile to be the more loving one in this unbalanced relationship. The person who loves the stars at least gets to experience love and to make meaning from meaninglessness. Okay, for now I will explain about the historical context. Auden lived through some of the most chaotic years of the 20th century. He saw two world wars, the Great Depression and the post-war cultural upheaval of the 1950 and 1960. With the backdrop, perhaps it makes sense that the late collection in which the poem approached homage to Cleo in 1960. The more lovely one, however, doesn't feel attached to any particular place or time. Some of the poems talk on love, however, my reflect Auden his own experience. He suffered terribly over his longest and most serious romantic relationship. His great love, Polopod Chester Kalman, called it commit to the monogamy Auden needed. Although the pair lived together on the off until Auden is dead, what Auden called her marriage, though gay marriages were not legally recognized at the time, ended in 1941. Auden well know what it was to feel like the more loving one. Next is the theme of the more loving one. The speaker of Auden is the more loving one, reflect that while love is often disappointing, it's still worthwhile. Personifying the stars as distant, indifferent, beloved, the speaker decided that even if the stars don't give a damn about the speaker will go on loving the stars. Unrequited, imperfect, temporary, or painful love, this poem suggests is better than no love at all. Looking up at the stars, the speaker is certain they are not looking back, an image that hints at the pain of unrequited love. The stars are a traditional metaphor for true lovers. Their steady shining evokes fidelity, their beauty, the love lines of a beloved is face. To this poem is speaker, though the stars seem totally indifferent for all they care. The speaker says, I can go to hell. If the stars represent a beloved, then it's a beloved who doesn't care a bit about the speaker, and the speaker is under no illusion about that. However, the speaker reflects this isn't the worst possible state of affairs. It's better to love something that doesn't love you back than to be the object of a passion that you can return. If equal affection can be, that is, if the speaker and beloved can feel the same way about each other, it's much better to be a more loving one than the indifferent party. The declaration suggests the experiencing love, even unrequited love, is a good thing in itself. Being loved by someone whom you can love back, the speaker observed, is merely uncomfortable. Loving someone who can love you, on the other hand, can be just as rewarding as it is painful. The stars might be indifferent, but they are still beautiful. The speaker further suggests that unrequited love might also be worth enduring because no matter what the story says, love doesn't last forever. Even the most fervent admirer of the stars could learn to um, embrace the total dark if all of the stars were to disappear or die. In other words, the speaker knows that their unrequited love isn't permanent or overpowering, and then they can get over it. The idea that love fades might feel a little deflating. Equally, it might feel comforting. Love in the speaker is vision, isn't all it's cracked up to be. It's often married by equal affection, and it's now here near us, constant as the star. These appointed lovers get over their heartbreak slowly but surely. All this imperfection, however, doesn't mean it's not worth taking on the burden of loving. Okay, next is meaning and meaninglessness. Giving up at the start, the speaker of the modeling one takes an unconventional, poetic perspective on the heavens. For all they care, the speaker says, I can go to hell. The start this poem suggests the don't steer people's feet. Um, and yet, the fact that the universe is indifferent to humanity doesn't mean that humanity can or should be indifferent to the universe. People, this poem suggests, keep on finding ways to see the world as sublime and awe-inspiring, even when old ideas about the meaning of life fade away. And the stars do not give a damn about the people who look up so lovingly at them. The speaker declares an idea that countries, uh, countries a lot of old literary and religious tradition in which the stars symbolize the course of fate or the protective guidance of the gods. Yet even if the universe isn't inherently meaningful, watchful, or caring, the speaker feels it's worthwhile to be the more loving one. to see beauty and meaning in the stars despite the fact that the stars aren't looking lovingly back. For that matter, the speaker goes on, it might be possible to find the beauty in a world without stars, to see the total dark of a night sky as sublime, not terrifyingly empty. This image suggests an effort to find meaning in the world even when all ideas about meaning fade away altogether. For instance, through loss of faith, it might take a little time to learn to see a new kind of beauty in the sky without those old familiar guiding star, the speaker suggests, but it's not impossible. So there's images of seeing astonishing sublime beauty in the indifference starts off even more indifferent darkness. The poem suggests the way human means finding or making meaning in the world, even if the world doesn't offer on one much uh, encouragement in return. Okay, next is a line by line or stanza by stanza explanation and analysis of the more loving one. Mm, Looking up at the stars, the speaker of the more loving one does not see what poets often to do. To the speaker, the stars don't symbolize faith or love or the watchful eyes of the gods. There is no pattern up there, no order, no affection for all. The stars care the speaker feel sure I can go to hell. In just these first two lines, then readers learn a lot about the speaker's dry, ironic perspective on the relationship between humanity and the universe. To the speaker, the stars have nothing to do with people and nothing to say to them. Declaring that the stars don't care a whit for stargazer, the speaker seems to feel that the word lack inherent meaning or guidance. However, the speaker isn't going to make a big deal out of this vision of cosmic indifference. A difference short of person might be while the horrific emptiness of a universe without meaning. The speaker of hand casual slangy tone makes it clear that they see the unresponsive star as a mere matter of fact, something that one know quite well, no sense in making a fuss about it. In fact, the universe is different, might even be a little funny. Alongside the comical, for all they care, I can go to hell. The poem is structured work a lot like a joke. Each of these poems is four quatrains, is written in couplets, every pair of rhyme hitting like a setup and punchline. However, as reader will soon see, this poem is ironic which become a vehicle for deep feeling and for serious philosophical question. How this poem will ask out a person to live in the face of cosmic indifference. Well, first of all, the speaker goes on. There is no reason to especially fear indifference. It's the least we have to treat from man or beast, for from the worst thing in the world. The understand reserve of this line invites reader to consider what the word we have to treat might be. The notion of what We have to dread from men our peace. Its particle might suggest a dreadful pestilence in both humanity and nature, plain old British violence. In the second stanza, he wonders if things were different, and the stars were burning not purely out of an act of nuclear fission, but because they harbored a passion for us, a love we could not reciprocate. Um, at the end of the second stanza, Auden declares that when it come to the stars, he is felt to be the more loving one out of the two. In the third stanza, Auden tells us that although he likes to think of himself as the stars' admirer, he doesn't miss them during the day when they are not visible in the sky. Auden is saying that technically he is the more loving one because he admires the beauty of the star in the night sky, but that's as far as it goes. In the final stanza, Auden says that if all the stars in the sky disappeared and died, he would get used to looking up at an empty night sky and eventually embrace the total darkness without stars to brighten it up. While it might take him some time, he did adapt. Auden constantly rants in this poem. The first half of the first stanza sets us up for a poem lamenting the indifference of nature toward us. Only to conclude that indifference is actually fine. The first half of the poem leads us to believe that Auden loved the stars and that we are in for a celebratory poem admiring their beauty. Before the second half takes its impulse and the pot hardly reassures as us that he could cope without them. When summarized in this way, it seems that the poem is almost too simple. He is an he is an admirer of the stars, which uh, don't care whether he lives or dies. But actually, he doesn't even care that much about the stars. However, there is more to the poem than you might think at first reading. The stars in Auden's poem should be read with astrology as well as astronomy in mind. The stars may be more balls of gas like years away in the universe, but for centuries, man made them the center of a whole belief system, believing that human fate could be read or defined within the pattern of the stars. In other words, it's significant that of all natural phenomena, Auden looked up at the heaven and decided that there is no heaven as man concept of it. The stars are just balls of gas, and there is no godly guiding hand. What should we make of this knowledge? As it consistently is throughout his work, Auden his answer is love. We should admire the stars all the same, even though they don't care about us. But at the same time, we should resist the romantic. The more loving one is not a song of praise of the beauty of the stars, but instead a level-headed response to the crisis of disenchantment in a post-religious age. Once men collectively believe, believe the stars of the heaven care about what happened to him. Auden is saying that the world has lost its belief in the stars. As individuals, we can respond by believing that the universe has a purpose for us, or we can respond by saying it doesn't and ask what the point of anything is. Or we can meet the universe is indifferent to us head on and take pride in the faith that we, as product of nature, have been instilled with the ability to care, to feel awe in the face of nature is beauty and to love. Maybe that's all from me. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.